The Solemnity of the Holy Family, December 29th, 2024. We gather in prayer this day on the final weekend of the year. How appropriate we honor the Holy Family to conclude the year 2024. We are offered a wonderful model, the family of Nazareth, to teach us how to live within the context of our own loving family. There is no doubt that family life has been plundered and trampled on in recent years, with the legalization of same-sex marriage, transgender accommodation, and sex transformation. Have you noticed or approved? Is this part of God's plan? As we listen to the Word of God today, the book of Sirach describes the roles of parents, spouses, and children. Did you hear the teaching? Last week, I was terribly impressed watching TV news. A huge aircraft carrier docked in San Diego, California. 3,500 were on board. They were the crew. They had been at sea for 6 months. As they disembarked, children ran forward amid hugs and kisses to greet their dads. Wives and spouses, girlfriends and fiancés joined in this emotional meeting. What was truly stirring with the meeting of the wives was their presenting their child who was born while the fathers were at sea. The babies were kissed, hugged, and knew their father's embrace for the first time. Now, do you notice and approve? 3 things capture the scene: joy, happiness, and gratitude. The Gospel asks us to fast forward, where we find Jesus, Mary, and Joseph observing Passover and going to Jerusalem to worship as a family. On the return home, Jesus was not with the caravan. The parents, astonished and anxious, returned and found Jesus in the temple. When asked why he upset the parents, he simply asked, "Why were you looking for me?" The Gospel adds Mary kept these things in her heart. Then they returned to Nazareth, where the child, an almost teenager, grew in wisdom, age, and grace, grave favor before God. All families are challenged with difficulties. The important thing is to pause, pray for strength and wisdom to resolve issues. Evidently, the Holy Family did. May we revisit the teaching of St. Paul today as he offers the ingredients to assist us in our family living. Using the example of clothing, he tells us we who have been chosen to put on the following like clothing: to walk with understanding of others. He mentions virtues. What a wonderful list. He calls us to be compassionate, to be kind and walk with understanding of one another, to be filled with kindness. It doesn't cost to be kind. Strive for humility, promoting other family members. Be gentle, Don't raise your voice and never raise your hand. Be patient, perhaps best explained by putting up with another's way of living. To seek forgiveness and be ready to forgive. Which is easier, to forgive or to ask forgiveness? All these virtues make for solid living. See them as the bricks on a building wall, linked by cement. For St. Paul tells us, over all these things put on love, which binds them together and makes them strong. We can apply the example of the Holy Family as a model for our living. The question was asked, why are you looking for me? I think we all can ask, why are we looking for Jesus today? We need him. It is the custom of some cultures for a person visiting to ask the eldest for a bendición, a blessing. The person gives the blessing, just like the deacon ready to proclaim the gospel at Mass when he asks the celebrant for a blessing. May we be ready to ask the blessing of the Holy Family in our home, seeking the joy, happiness, and gratitude as we begin a new year, the holy year of hope proclaimed by Pope Francis. May the blessing of the Holy Family, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, fill your life and your home in the new year. God bless you.